And in Uskadara they have very many strange ways. Along with these strange ways go very many strange saints. And one of them is...
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the legendary Eartha Kitt. Let's begin. Eartha Kitt was born January 17, 1927. Eartha Kitt was born in the cotton fields of South Carolina. Kitt's mother was a sharecropper of African American and Cherokee Native American descent. Her father's identity is unknown, but based on Wikipedia, it was stated Eartha Kitt was conceived by the owner-farmer's son by force. Eartha Kitt was given away by her mother to live with her aunt in New York. At 15, she quit high school to work in a Brooklyn factory. As a teenager, Kitt lived with her friends. Eartha Kitt sang her way out of New York. At age 17, Eartha Kitt auditioned for the famed Katherine Dunham dance troupe. She won a spot as a featured dancer and vocalist, and before the age of 20, toured worldwide with the company. During a performance in Paris, Miss Kitt was spotted by a nightclub owner and booked as a featured singer at his club. Her unique persona earned her fans and fame quickly, including Orson Welles, who called her the most exciting woman in the world. Welles was so taken with her talent that he cast her as Helen of Troy in his fabled production of Dr. Faust. Back in New York, Miss Kitt was booked at the Village Vanguard and soon spotted by a Broadway producer who put her in New Faces of 1952, where every night she transfixed audiences with her sultry rendition. Her show-stopping performance in New Faces, which ran for a year, led to a national tour and a 20th Century Fox film version. Eartha sang in 10 different languages. Miss Kitt performed in over 100 countries and was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960. In 1966, she was nominated for an Emmy for her role in the series I Spy. In 1968, Broadway stardom led to a recording contract and a succession of best-selling records including Love for Sale, I Want to Be Evil, Santa Baby, and Folk Tales of the Tribes of Africa, which earned her a Grammy nomination. During this period, she published her first autobiography, Thursday's Child. Miss Kitt then returned to Broadway in the dramatic play Mrs. Patterson and received her first Tony nomination. Other stage appearances followed. In 1967, Miss Kitt made an indelible mark on pop culture as the infamous Catwoman in the television series Batman. She immediately became synonymous with the role, and her trademark growl became imitated worldwide. In January 1968, during Lyndon B. Johnson's administration, Kitt encountered a substantial professional setback after she made anti-war statements during a White House luncheon. Kitt was asked by First Lady Lady Bird Johnson about the Vietnam War. "You send the best of this country off to be shot and maimed. No wonder the kids rebel and take pot." During a question and answer session, Kitt stated, "The children of America are not rebelling for no reason. They are not hippies for no reason at all. We don't have what we have on Sunset Boulevard. For no reason they are rebelling against something. There are so many things burning the people of this country, particularly mothers. They feel they are going to raise sons. And I know what it's like, and you have children of your own." Johnson, "We raise children and send them to war." Kitt's remarks reportedly caused Mrs. Johnson to burst into tears. It is widely believed that Kitt's career in the United States was ended following her comments about the Vietnam War. See, a dossier about Kitt was discovered by Seymour Hersh in 1975. Hersh published an article about the dossier in the New York Times. The dossier contained comments about Kitt's sex life and family history, along with negative opinions of her that were held by former colleagues. Its response to the dossier was to say, "I don't understand what this is about. I think it's disgusting." Following the incident, Kitt devoted her energies to performances in Europe and Asia. I didn't know what was going on. I only found out later in 1974 from Jack Anderson and Seymour Hersh Eartha. Kitt, after everything, Kitt returned to Washington along with George W. Bush and was back on her feet. Miss Kitt appeared on television several times on BBC.
Yes, I've been working, but you just didn't hear about it.
Right. Why was that?
Well, I wasn't working as prevalently as I used to in America because of the incident with President Johnson, because I was against our involvement in Vietnam.
Right.
And as a request of theirs, going to the White House and giving my opinions at their request, I was thrown out of work in the United States.
Long-running variety show The Good Old Days, and in 1987 took over from fellow American Dolores Gray in the London West End production of Stephen Sondheim's, and returned at the end of that run to star in a one-woman show at the same Shaftesbury Theater. In both those shows, performing the show stopping theatrical anthem, I'm Still Here, Kitt returned to New York City in a triumphant turn in the Broadway spectacle, Timbuktu, in 1978. In the musical, one song gives a recipe for Mahoon, in which her sultry purring rendition of the refrain, constantly stirring with a long wooden spoon, was distinctive. She was nominated for the Tony Award for Best Actress in a Musical for her performance. In the late 1990s, she appeared as the Wicked Witch of the West in the North American National Touring Company of The Wizard of Oz. In 2000, Kitt again returned to Broadway in the short-lived run of Michael John LaChiusa's The Wild Party. Beginning in late 2000, Kitt starred as the fairy godmother in the U.S. national tour of Cinderella. In 2003, she replaced Cheetah Rivera in Nine. Kitt reprised her role as the fairy godmother at a special engagement of Cinderella, which took place at Lincoln Center during the holiday season of 2004. From October to early December 2006, Kitt co-starred in the off-Broadway musical Mimi Lee Duck. Throughout her adult life, Kitt had a tremendous work ethic. She kept up a busy work schedule well into her 70s. For many years, Kitt performed her cabaret act at New York's Cafe Carlyle. She continued to wow audiences as she had so many decades before when she was the toast of Paris. With her voice, charm, and sex appeal, Kitt knew how to win over a crowd. Kitt married John William McDonald, an associate of a real estate investment company, on June 9, 1960. Their daughter, Kitt McDonald, born on November 26, 1961. Eartha Kitt and McDonald separated on July 1, 1963, and divorced on March 26, 1964. A longtime Connecticut resident, Kitt lived in a converted barn on a sprawling farm in the Merrill section of New Milford for many years and was active in local charities and causes throughout Litchfield County. She later moved to Pound Ridge, New York, but returned in 2002 to the southern Fairfield County, Connecticut town of Weston, to be near her daughter Kitt and family. Her daughter, Kitt, married Charles Lawrence Shapiro in 1987. Kitt died of colon cancer on Christmas Day 2008 at her home in Weston, Connecticut. She was 81 years old. Her daughter, Kitt McDonald, described her last days with her mother. I was with her when she died. She left this world literally screaming at the top of her lungs. I was with her constantly. She lived not even 3 miles from my house. We were together practically every day. She was home for the last few weeks when the doctor told us there was nothing they could do anymore. Up until the last 2 days, she was still moving around. The doctor told us she will leave very quickly and her body will just start to shut down. But when she left the world with a bang. She left it how she lived it. She screamed her way out of here, literally. I truly believe her survival instincts were so part of her DNA that she was not going to go quietly or willingly. It was just the two of us hanging out during the last day. She was very funny. We didn't have to talk because I always knew how she felt about me. I was the love of her life. So the last part of her life, we didn't have to have these heart-to-heart talks. She started to see people that weren't there. She thought I could see them too, but of course I couldn't. I would make fun of her like, I'm going to go in the other room and you stay here and talk to your friends. We all can tell Eartha Kitt was truly the world's most exciting woman with her amazing, unique personality, distinctive singing style, and voice. According to Kitt McDonald, she wasn't going to go without a fight. That's for sure. She left this world screaming at the top of her lungs, even though she couldn't talk at that point. I knew she would have been screaming. I saw it in her eyes, which locked with mine. She was crying. Sad as I was, I felt blessed. There was nothing left unsaid or undone. There were no regrets.
Chantilly-ba, that means in Creole, sing 'em low.